How many days do we actually get that perfect light or perfect conditions? Luck has a big part of it, and the more we get out and keep trying, the luckier we could become. But it's also important to shift expectations, to go with the flow and adapt to when the landscape isn't what you expected. Every day in photography could be a great day if you decide that it is. We were due a bit of fog this morning, and I thought that would be great. You can go do some forest photography, get some very moody atmospheric images. But as usual with the UK, the weather forecast hasn't matched the weather today at all. It's been the complete opposite. We were due fog and some sun. We had zero fog and so far zero sun. But I'm still going to take a wander around the forest this morning, catch the last bit of the autumn colours, and I feel like today is going to be a good day. So I've taken a couple of images this morning with some potential, but I have noticed that I'm focusing more on the wider landscape of this forest. Now I tend to do that quite often, and I'm trying to challenge myself these days and do different things, try new things, and continue to improve my skills and the way I see. So what I want to try and do next is find a more close-up, intimate shot of this forest. I'm noticing that I'm looking down when I walk, so I'm obviously very drawn to all of these leaves on the ground, all of the different colours. So I have found my leaf. I have chosen this grey one. It stands out among all of the other yellow and orange leaves around it. I've got my camera pointing downwards. Above it, as close as I can get, I've zoomed in a little bit, a tight crop, so that it's the main focus, the main subject. You don't really need everything else around it. It will just get too distracting. Trying not to move too much, trying not to disrupt the scene, move any leaves, get any twigs or branches in there by accident by moving my feet, my tripod. A bit tricky, but I think we've got our close-up intimate shot. So I'm here at Cannock Ponds and I'm trying to photograph this man-made waterfall, creek, river, whatever you want to call this, behind me, and it's not easy. It's the positioning that's difficult because it's quite narrow and tight along this bank here. You can't really step down that much to get a good view, a kind of wide view. So what I've had to do is kind of pop myself a little bit in the water, just a tad, my tripod legs in the water, to try and get a shot. And what I wanted to do was separate the tree on the left and the waterfall in the background slightly, create a separation between the two subjects. I popped a polarizing filter onto my lens just to take a bit of that water glare off, and because this water is fast flowing and it's a cloudy, dull day, we naturally have a bit of softness, a bit of movement in that water. So we've come to the end here. You can't go any further, and you also can't cross over this water unless you want to get soggy socks. So we're going to double back and see what wildlife is about on the main pond at Cannock Ponds. Pretty much just ducks and two swans on this pond, and that sounded like it was laughing at me. And these ducks are a little shy, I think, because they do tend to move in the opposite direction when you go anywhere near the bank. So I just realised I didn't do my intro today. Me, Courtney Victoria, a Nikon D750, a couple of lens options, a Christmas pudding brownie, and the Forest of Dean. So I found this cracking tree behind me on the water's edge, but I'm really struggling to compose it. And I think a part of that is probably due to the fact that the light has gone. It has gone dim and dull. So I've played around here for a bit and I've just accepted that it's not for today, but I'm very excited that I found this tree. I think it could be a cracking shot if you compose it right. But I'm very curious to know how you guys would compose this. I've tried a few different things. I've tried a wide angle lens, I've tried to get up closer, I've tried to get on the ground with these leaves in the foreground to get a bit more of an artsy shot. I've tried to go from the side with the edge of the lake in there as well. I know that you can't physically stand here yourself and take a look, so it's really difficult to say how you would do it, but if you have any ideas of how you would compose this tree, I'd be very interested to know. So the reason why it has gone a bit dark is because it's actually started to rain, which wasn't forecasted for today, but I think this is a good time to wrap things up anyway and just head out. But hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed my day. I feel very relaxed and at one with the forest. I have a brownie and you don't.